Welcome, everyone, to Epic Debate Showdown. Tonight's topic, the Alien Enemies Act of 1798. With us, Congresswoman Anya Sharma.
Hi, everyone.
And Senator Rex Caldwell.
Evening.
2 fact checks per side. 3 strikes and you're out. Acknowledge your opponent's strengths, offer solutions to their weaknesses, and stick to the facts. Let the games begin.
The Alien Enemies Act of 1798. Well, it's a relic, a wartime measure born out of fear and uncertainty during a tense period in American history. Back then, the United States was a young nation, worried about foreign threats and internal dissent. The law was designed to give the president sweeping powers to detain or deport non-citizens from countries the U.S. was at war with. But times have changed, and so has our understanding of rights and justice. Today, the Alien Enemies Act can't be used to justify detaining or deporting American citizens. The Constitution protects everyone's rights regardless of the circumstances. It just can't. Oh, you might hear arguments that it could be used against certain groups, but even gang members, or people accused of crimes, are entitled to due process under the law, especially not gang members. Everyone deserves due process, no matter how unpopular they are. That's a fundamental principle of our legal system. And when there's a question about what the law means or how it should be applied, the Supreme Court is the final arbiter. Their job is to interpret the Constitution and ensure that no one, not even the president, is above the law. The president can't just ignore the Supreme Court's decisions or act unilaterally. Our system of checks and balances is designed to prevent that kind of abuse of power. That's not how this works. Not how it works? No, the law is clear. Everyone is entitled to fair treatment, and no one can simply bypass the courts or the Constitution. Of course, the Supreme Court isn't always right. History has shown us that. But their decisions shape our understanding of justice, and it's up to us to hold our leaders accountable. The Constitution matters. It's the bedrock of our nation. We can't sacrifice our principles for security. It's a false choice. A false choice? We live in dangerous times, Congresswoman. Dangerous times. Threats everywhere demanding action. And what actions are you proposing, Senator?
Throwing the Constitution out the window? It might sound dramatic, but that's exactly what's at stake when the system of checks and balances is threatened. Our founding document was designed to prevent any one branch of government from becoming too powerful, to ensure that no single person or office could override the rights and freedoms of the people.
The president has a duty to protect the American people. In times of crisis, that responsibility can feel overwhelming. Leaders are often pressured to act swiftly, sometimes even to bypass established procedures, all in the name of national security. That includes detaining threats, even citizens. But where do we draw the line between protecting the nation and infringing on individual rights? History has shown us that fear can lead to overreach, and innocent people can get caught in the crossfire. So you're saying the president is above the law? If we allow the executive branch to act without oversight, we risk undermining the very principles that define our democracy. The Alien Enemies Act is still relevant. Laws like these were created in times of uncertainty, but their continued use raises important questions about civil liberties and government power. We face threats from within, but we also face the danger of sacrificing our values in the name of security. Citizens must remain vigilant, questioning authority and demanding accountability. Gang violence, terrorism, these are real concerns, but using them to justify unchecked power is a slippery slope. Oh, come on, Senator. Fear-mongering won't solve anything. We need real solutions, not just rhetoric. We can't be hamstrung by legalities while our cities burn. But what are these legalities, if not the safeguards that protect us all? Ignoring them in a crisis only sets a dangerous precedent for the future. You mean the rule of law? Without it, chaos reigns and justice becomes arbitrary. The very foundation of our democracy, it's not just words on parchment, it's the promise that power will always be held in check and that freedom will endure, even in the face of fear. The president is commander-in-chief. He has the ultimate authority. You're advocating for dismantling our system of checks and balances. No one is above the law, not even the president. And what about the safety of our citizens? The Supreme Court has limited the Alien Enemies Act for a reason. They've spoken. The president must listen. Judicial overreach. The courts are stepping far beyond their constitutional boundaries, interfering in matters that should be left to the executive branch. This is not just a legal technicality, it's a direct challenge to the authority of the presidency, and it threatens the balance of power our founders intended. The president has inherent powers. These are not just ceremonial, they are essential for the functioning of our government, especially in times of crisis. When the nation is under threat, the president must be able to act decisively without being second-guessed at every turn by the judiciary.
This is dangerous rhetoric, Senator. When you start undermining the courts, you undermine the very foundation of our democracy. The checks and balances exist for a reason, to prevent any one branch from becoming too powerful. You're talking about a constitutional crisis, tearing this country apart. The people are already taking to the streets, and the nation is more divided than ever. If we keep escalating, there may be no turning back.
If the Supreme Court obstructs the president, he must take extraordinary measures. The executive cannot be paralyzed by endless legal battles. Sometimes, in order to protect the country, the president must act swiftly and boldly, even if it means stepping into uncharted territory.
Extraordinary measures? Like what? Declaring martial law? Suspending habeas corpus? These are drastic steps that could fundamentally alter the rights of every citizen. Once those lines are crossed, it's hard to go back.
He has a sworn duty to uphold the Constitution. That means defending the nation, even if it means making tough, unpopular decisions. The president cannot shrink from his responsibilities when the stakes are this high, even if it means using the full extent of his powers. The executive branch was designed to be strong in times of peril, and history will judge those who fail to act when the nation is at risk.
You're playing with fire, Senator. These are not just political games. Real lives and the future of our democracy are at stake. The world is watching how we handle this crisis.
You're playing politics with national security, protecting criminals over citizens. If we let the courts tie the president's hands, we put every American at risk. This is about survival, not partisanship.
That's a low blow, Senator. Accusing your opponents of treason only deepens the divide. We need dialogue, not threats.
If the president is impeached over this, there will be civil war. The military will intervene. The consequences will be catastrophic, and the nation may never recover from the chaos that follows. We are standing on the edge of a precipice, and every decision now will shape the future of our republic.
Senator Caldwell, your assertion about the military automatically intervening is incorrect. Their role in domestic affairs is limited by law. Congresswoman, you stated the Alien Enemies Act was used only 3 times. It's more nuanced than that. Its provisions were incorporated into other legislation.
Right, of course. I simplified for brevity. We are a nation of laws, not of men. We must uphold the Constitution, even when it's difficult.
The president has a duty to protect this nation by any means necessary.
We cannot let fear dictate our actions. We cannot sacrifice our principles.
If we fail to act, we will lose our country to chaos.
We must defend our democracy, protect our rights, preserve the rule of law.
Let me summarize the factual inaccuracy.